What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I must say, Heavenly Father, I thank Thee for allowing me to seeth througheth the bulleth crappeth of the Democratic Party. You have delivered me from their hypocrisy and from their manipulation. So good to be a black man that is free from the slavery of the Democratic Party. And I'm not talking about physical slavery, everybody, just in case somebody's watching this and they're liberal trying to pick me apart. This guy's out there talking about black people are still in slavery. It's crazy. Look at this guy right here. He's a neo-Nazi, even though he's black, but it doesn't matter because everything we do and say doesn't make sense. Which brings me to my topic of today. I'm gonna be talking about this tonight too. Reparations. So the Democratic Party, they're the kings of chaos. That's what they are. They're the kings of chaos. What they do is they come up with stuff that doesn't really matter in real life and make it appear that they're doing stuff, busy work, shuffling papers, stapling a couple things, taking some phone calls, making sure they speak loud enough to where the boss can hear them. Yeah, we'll get that right out. Okay. All right. Thank you. Take care. And go right back to doing nothing. That's what they do. So out of all the important stuff that's going on around America, the Democrats come up with having a committee in the House to study reparations. Now, you have to understand how they see. I like to expose them. I like to dive right into their psyche, right into the dome, and say, okay, what is going on in the mind of the Democratic leadership when they get together and they're planning meetings? Do you think they're talking about real ways to solve problems for Americans? No. What they're doing is saying, let's figure out all the garbage and unnecessary stuff we can bring up that would sound good on the surface, but lead to nothing. And secondly, would help us get reelected. It's not about helping the American people. It's about getting reelected. So when you throw out warm and fuzzy things that make people feel good on the inside and make them feel like you're fighting on their behalf because of all of the oppression and all of the discrimination and all of the racism and all of the sexism and all of that stuff does is it simply makes people feel good, like I got somebody fighting for me against all this injustice. But at the end of the day, you just bit into a big bag of cotton candy. Looks big, looks filling, but as soon as you bite it, it's gone, evaporates, no substance to it. So they come up with a committee to study reparations, or at least that's what they're trying to come up with. They want to pass it in the House. Now, first of all, notice, I think it was Sheila Jackson, notice they're talking about a committee to study reparations, okay, or the possibility of reparations, all that stuff. Really what that's saying is we're going to do busy work in that area too. We're going to allot some taxpayers' dollars to go chasing leprechauns, unicorns, things like that, because we know that there's not going to be any reparations coming, but it sounds good on paper. So therefore, it'll allow us to take some money that we could be using otherwise and give it to some committee or some study group or whatever, give it to a friend of theirs possibly that says, hey, I got this nonprofit business. We're going to study the effects of slavery and how we can, possibly bring back reparations. All this stupid nonsense. They always dedicating money towards nonsense. I think one time they dedicated money to study a darn lobster or a shrimp on a treadmill. Shrimp just booking on the treadmill. And I'm thinking, okay, you guys are the kings of wasting money, kings of wasting time, kings of wasting lives, bottom line. All of the stuff that they could be getting done. They want to study the possibility of reparations. But now, let me go a little further into the psyche, what's really driving this, okay? Now, they had this whole, hearing today to talk about it, and they know that they got the majority in the House. If they pass it in the House, they know it's going to get shut down in the Senate because Mitch McConnell already said that he's like Yosemite Sam. He's the most rootinest, tootinest, shootinest. That's what he's going to do. He's going to shoot that mess down because he knows this is nonsense, waste of money, waste of time. We're not going to pay out reparations for something that happened 200 years plus ago. And how are you going to even divvy this up? I'm not even going to get into all the details. We all know that it makes no sense whatsoever to the logical, common sense thinking person. But the Democrats rely on their audience not having that. They rely on their audience thinking with their heart, not the brains. They rely on their audience having a low voter and a low political IQ. That's what they're relying on. So obviously, when they come up with this in the House and they pass it in the House, knowing that it's going to get shot down in the Senate gives them more leverage to say, look at us. We tried to give black people reparations. We tried to help them. But look at the racist Republicans. We sent it over to them. They shot it down. Not because it's stupid. Not because we would never, ever do it, because we knew we weren't going to do it. We knew we weren't going to do it. But at least we'll look good when the Republicans be the ones that have to play the voice of reason, have to be the parent in the house to where, you know, you want to do something stupid. Hey, Mom, can I go out with my friends? We're going to go swimming in Lake Erie. But honey, you don't know how to swim. Well, Mom, I mean, I'll wear my little floaties on my arms. No, baby, I don't think that's a good idea. And then you go to your dad or somebody, and he's like, son, go ahead and do it, man. Look, just be careful, okay? Just be careful. So now Mom's the bad guy or vice versa. Somebody has to play the adult in the family that says, no, you're not doing that. Whoever says that becomes the bad guy. So now you got the Democrats promising reparations to black people. Now, to the uneducated black person, they are excited about that. They're like, yo, gimme. Yeah, give me something. Now, what's going to happen when they get all excited, pumped up, get everybody's hopes up, and then send it to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell and the rest of them say, no, they're the bad guy. That's the Republican Party who don't want to pay black people reparations. Once again, highlighting the racists, they're elitists, they're Nazis. They want to keep America white. All of these things and narratives that they come up with. So this whole strategy, putting this together, bringing it to the House, all of that stuff, always have other motives, sub-motives, and sub-motives. They come across seeing making it appear like it's really good, it's a good idea, we're just doing this because we care. But that's not why they're doing it. It's always an end game. How can we make our opponents look bad to help us win elections? It has nothing to do with whether reparations will really get started or not, because they know it's not. That's why they said, we want to start a committee to study the possibility of it. What is that? Come on, man. Wasting all kind of money and time, doing nothing. So forget about infrastructure. Forget about the education that's just completely trash in most democratic cities. Forget about the homeless problems that we got. Forget about all of these major problems. Let's focus on reparations. Let's have hearings on stuff that we know makes no sense, will never come to pass, and it's going to waste nothing but tax dollars. Let's focus on all of these things. Let's put more money into the study of climate change, the possibility of climate change, possibility of the possibility of climate change, okay? Because we got to have all kind of studies on stupid stuff, yeah, that really doesn't impact the average American, but yet at the same time, average American won't even see that they're getting the okie doke poured over them. They're going to be sitting back on, if they're white and they are liberal and they got their conscience beating them up, making them think that they were actually on slave boats talking about, get to moving, even though they don't know one person in their family that owned a slave, but because of their conscience and getting beat up in their mind through the last 20 years or so from the Democrats and the liberal media, then they're going to be, that sounds good to me. I think we should pay them. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with it. Not using their brain, but using their heart. And to all the gullible minorities out there who's sitting there going, yeah. They're going to get disappointed. And then all of that is going to get pointed right back to the Republicans and then they're going to accuse them of being racist. Now, I hate to have to unravel and expose the real motive and diabolical scheme, but that's what I do in Kevin's Corner. I make sense out of that nonsense. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Check me out tonight, 7:30 live on YouTube and also on my radio blog talk show. The link will be in the bottom of this video. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. And check out Extreme Tees, my sponsor. If you like something in their store, their online store, put my name in the promo code Kevin. You'll get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do that. And find me on Facebook and the Twitter. And we'll see you next time in Kevin's Corner. Now, if Mitch McConnell don't want to be the bad guy, he can give me the guns, okay? I hit him with some of this. It don't matter how I have to shoot. Yeah, I hit him with this. Yeah. I hit him with this. It doesn't matter. Shoot that mess down. God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.